The Soul Stirrers, I'm a Pilgrim. You're listening to Sunday Breakfast on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. I'm Emily Jeffrey here with you until 9. Also in the studio, the Reverend Martin Paul, who's taking a look at the Sunday papers for us in around 10 minutes' time. Well, as we heard on Sunday Breakfast, it appears pilgrimage is back. Well, whilst some pilgrimages are epic and once in a lifetime, like travelling to Mecca for the Hajj or making the journey to Lourdes, more and more of us seem to be taking time out to slow down, embrace our local countryside on shorter routes, tracing ancestral paths and ancient walkways. Well, the British Pilgrimage Trust say they've had to double their offering of walks this year to meet demand. Over the past year, they've invited fellow pilgrims on a journey through Surrey and Sussex to mark the 100th anniversary of the hymn Jerusalem, and more recently hosted a walk through the East Sussex stretch of the Downs, ending at Holywell, just west of Eastbourne. Well, West Sussex is the focus of their pilgrimage this weekend, which they say is very much bring your own beliefs. Well, our reporter Alex Strangways Booth has joined them and has spent the night at Arundel Castle. Good morning.
Morning, Emily.
This sounds terribly glamorous for a pilgrimage, spending a night in a castle. Tell me more.
Well, actually, we stayed in Arundel Castle last night. We spent tonight at Storrington Priory, which is currently run as a convent. It was very glamorous, Arundel Castle, and that's because the Duchess of Norfolk has joined us on the pilgrimage, actually. So she supports the trust. So we slept in the chapel. Well, some of us slept in the chapel at Arundel Castle, which was an amazing experience. Even though I did fall over a step in the middle of the night and nearly break my toe, that was exciting. But I did still manage to do the walk.
Good.
I know. So we started at Arundel. We visited the cathedral. We visited, because the amazing thing about Arundel Castle Chapel is that half of it is Catholic and the other half is Anglican. There was a bit of a row over who actually had jurisdiction over the church. So there's a division down the middle and a special door which is only opened on very rare occasions, rare ecumenical occasions. So we had supper there. We were served breakfast. I mean, the hospitality was amazing at Arundel Castle. And then we set off to walk the 10 or 11 miles, 12 miles to Storrington, stopping on the way at some amazing small churches, which still have wall frescoes, Saxon churches dating back to the 1200s. And there are actually 36 of us. We're all having breakfast at the moment. So we're about to set off on our last leg. So I'm going to take you into the breakfast room and just get everybody to say hello. Hang on a second. All right. Everybody, just say hello to BBC Sussex, just to prove that there are 36 of us doing a pilgrimage.
You sound like quite a noisy rabble. I thought pilgrimages were all about taking time out to be calm and reflective. Tell me about some of the people then who are walking with you. Why are they undertaking this pilgrimage?
Oh, I should have got somebody to speak to you. Well, there's a huge variety of people. So as I say, we've got the Duchess of Norfolk, then we've got people who are Christian themselves, who are searching really on a bit of a spiritual path. We've got somebody here who's a Taoist. We've got a very important a statistical specialist from Oxford University. We've got scientists. We've got, and he's an atheist as well, is he, David? Oh, we've got atheists on the walk. Yep. So, when I've talked to people, they're here for just such a huge variety of reasons: to connect to the landscape, to go on a spiritual search for their own personal reasons. This is, very much a multi-faith pilgrimage, all faiths and none.
And BBC journalists as well. What has been a highlight for you so far? Do you feel that pilgrimage changes you in any way?
I think that the thing for me is that this is like, I did English literature at university and I studied Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, and I think that for me this experience has been like going back to those days of the Canterbury Tales, because you're suddenly with a group of people from really different walks of life who are all on a journey together going to the same destination. And I think that what the British Pilgrimage Trust are trying to do is to revive that kind of old British pilgrimage, which was a great leveller as well as a spiritual experience. I have so enjoyed walking with these 36 people because the conversations never stop, the learning never stops. I have met such interesting people on this walk.
And Alex, where is your final destination today then?
We are heading to St Mary's House at Bramber. The other thing is that I'm quite used to doing walks on the Downs, but I usually have an Ordnance Survey map with me. But I've sort of surrendered it, really. I don't know where we're going or which route we're taking. It all becomes a bit of a magical mystery tour. So we'll be taking in some churches, presumably, on the way, boys? Yes? Oh, we're going to, yes, of course, because we're going to Sisbury Ring as well. So, the theme that's emerging really from this is that we're connecting to what Will and Guy like to call our ancestors. So we're really looking back at our past. And I think that's one of the things that I love most about the South Downs is that sense of a really ancient past. And so we're taking in, Christianity and then going further back in time as well.
We've heard from Guy and Will from the British Pilgrimage Trust in the past. Alex, they've got beautiful voices. Have they persuaded everyone to sing yet?
They're going to sing because we're in the cloister at the convent. It's a really beautiful place in Sorrington, actually. Very, very special. Slept, beautifully here. It was tricky sleeping in the Arundel Chapel, I will not lie to you. Although very special. So we're in the cloister and they're going to give you a song.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Go down yonder churchyard, many names there you'll see. All have fallen from this world like the leaves from a tree. When age and affliction upon us do call, like the leaves we must wither, and down we must fall.
That's where we'll leave it. That's Guy and Will and Alex Strangways Booth reporting from the latest British Pilgrimage Trust pilgrimage, which is taking place in West Sussex. They're on their way to Bramber. Even down a crackly phone line, you get a sense of those cloisters there. They're all having breakfast. It's making me very hungry, but they have got a bit of a long walk ahead of them. It's 7:31, time now for the latest news headlines with Fiona McCarthy.